Bill Murray's back, and boy, does he look old. Hey, I'm Mistr Wright. Today I'm talking about St. Vincent. Does Bill Murray still have the same box office pull to get people in seats? Does adding a little kid add to that at all? No. St. Vincent is a story about a young boy moving into a new town with his mother. His father left them, and so he doesn't really ever have a father figure. One day the boy goes to school, the bully picks on him and steals all of his clothes, all of his clothes and all of his money and his keys. So all he has is his gym shorts, and that's it. So he can't get home and he can't get into the house. So he walks all the way home and he knocks on the neighbor's door. The very grumpy, crotchety neighbor next door, who is played, of course, by Bill Murray. Bill Murray's character is an old man who makes a lot of bad deals at the horse track and is an alcoholic and is just a real jerk, and nobody likes him. So the kid knocks on the door and asks to use the phone. And while he's on the phone, Bill Murray's character, Vincent, takes the phone and says that he volunteers to babysit the kid every day after school for $11 an hour. And the mother works at a hospital, and so she is always working late nights. So of course she doesn't like the neighbor, but he's offering to babysit the kid. So of course she says yes. Bill Murray doesn't like the kid, but being with him every single day, they start to really like each other after a while. And then Vincent starts to train this kid on all the things that a father should be training a son to do, but because this kid doesn't have a dad, he never had. So he starts teaching him how to fight. He starts teaching him how to talk to girls. He starts teaching him how to make business talks and talk to strangers. He teaches him all the stuff about being a grown-up. And, you know, of course, not the best way possible, because this guy is not the best person to be teaching kids, but still teaching him important life lessons. Yeah, it's another one of those movies. You've seen this movie before. This is the movie about the kid that is raised by this old man who is really grumpy and doesn't like anybody, but you can tell there's for a reason, and he has this complicated backstory, and it leads to them starting to love him and welcoming him into part of the family. The only thing that stands out is the fact that Bill Murray is in it, and Bill Murray does take that very basic format for a movie and does kind of shift it a little bit. Unless you're a fan of Bill Murray, there really isn't a lot here for you. Bill Murray is still kicking it after all these years, and his sense of humor has not gone away in the least. Bill Murray is still just as fun as he was in Ghostbusters and Groundhog Day and Stripes. Melissa McCarthy this time, doing the first non-comedy role that I've seen her in. She plays the mother to the little boy, and it's interesting to see her in a role that isn't the comedy role. It does add a bit of dimension to the character, as you can definitely tell that Bill Murray is supposed to be the comedy, and she is the non-comedy for him to bounce off of. The movie's shot very well, with a lot of, you know, artistic kind of angles to cameras. There's a lot of very just beautiful rendered and shots that are from cool angles. It has that indie movie kind of feel to it, but with Bill Murray and Melissa McCarthy backing it up, raising it up into more of a Hollywood caliber movie. With all these other movies, there's a big emotional speech at the end about how important Vincent is to the community. And yet again, you've seen this before, you know what to expect, and yet it still is very touching, and it still is very powerful, and it still is a little tear-jerking, and it still is very effective. And the end credits are great. With most credits, they just do the black with the white text, and that's it. This movie knows how important it is to have landed Bill Murray for the title role, and it doesn't waste a single moment of having him on film. The credits are him sitting in his backyard, just listening to his Walkman with his headphones, and he's just kind of humming and singing along with his music. You can leave whenever you want. There's nothing there. There's nothing in that scene of consequence at all. And yet, I was in a pretty full theater, and not one Not one person got up and left during those credits because it's Bill Murray. And he's just kind of being, dumb, sitting there singing. Nobody left. The kid was a little too smart. A movie like this, the kid is always, really smart, and, because he's such a young kid, he doesn't understand all the rules about society, so he just asks these questions that makes adults all just, boo, they don't understand. They wish they could be that innocent and that small again. And this kid is just perfect, and he asks all the right questions at all the right moments, and he just soaks everything up like a sponge. This kid could be the next Gandhi. He just doesn't ever act like a real kid. The bully in the school picks on him because he's the new kid, and I've never understood that about movies. Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? I've never got it. And granted, I've never been to a big school. I had a graduating class of about 100. I don't quite understand in movies how when a new kid comes into school, how everyone picks on him because he's the new kid. Is that a thing? I've never noticed that before. But it sure as hell is a thing in movies. But of course, as the movie goes on, the new kid and the bully become best friends, because he's just misunderstood and wants a friend. The character motivations are very predictable. Everyone in the movie has a purpose, and they're skin deep with that purpose. The first time you meet them, that's what they are. With all of that said, I enjoyed it. I give St. Vincent a thumbs up, and if you're a fan of Bill Murray, I do recommend it. There's still a lot here, and it still is shot and done very well, and takes this simple premise and then tries to do something new with it. If you're not a fan of Bill Murray, this isn't going to change your mind. I'm Mr. Wright. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.
A saint is a human being we celebrate for the sacrifices that they make, for their commitment to making the world a better place.
Why is he mowing your dirt patch?
I'm showing him how the world works. You work, you get paid, you drink.
Are you drinking alcohol?
I honestly don't remember.